Reason one, and this one is for me, my life became too busy. I've been changing jobs, I moved. So a lot of things have been changing in my life. So I've been trying to study, but it's just been hard to prioritize that in my schedule when everything else is just screaming for my attention. So what's my solution for this? You know what? Life gets crazy sometimes and you have to take a break. Take a break and set a time limit. And that's important, because why is this good? Well, why is a slump bad is the question we should be asking. Well, slump is bad because it's unintentional, it's unended, it has no time constraints on it, so it could last forever if you let it. And it also leaves you with a guilty feeling because you're constantly letting yourself down. And that really wears on you, because when you're going through your CCNA or CCNP and you're doing self-study or going through a classroom or whatever method you're taking, it takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot out of you. You want to play that game very carefully. You want to make sure you're not putting too much pressure on yourself and wearing yourself down. So when you're going through a slump and you're like, okay, I need to study today, and then you're like, I don't have time, that guilt builds up and it just hurts your motivation. So when you get to a point where life is just overwhelming, you know what? My best recommendation, take a break. I recommend, just depending on your circumstance, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, set that time and say, I'm taking this time to focus on other things, and then I'll move on to my study. That way, it's sort of guilt-free. It won't be unended. There's a specific time frame you're working with. So yeah, don't feel guilty if you have to take a sabbatical for big life changes, guys. Another reason for a study slump, why you might be in one, is that maybe you're just bored. Maybe Spanning Tree Protocol doesn't interest you like it used to, or maybe it never did. How can it not though? Spanning Tree Protocol is fun, come on. So what I would do from there is maybe try to figure out what you're bored with. Because if you're studying the CCNA, maybe I would assume you have just a little bit of interest in networking. So when you get to a slump where the reason is you're bored, maybe it's just one section you're bored with. So my advice with this is, if you really hit a topic that it drains you and you're just really going through a boredom spell with that, you know what? Skip it for now. Move on to something more exciting. And then the third reason that you might be in a study slump is that you've lost your motivation, which happens. And we'll get into that here in a second. So that was step one. Analyze why you're in the situation. Why are you in a study slump? And what can you do to kind of remedy that?